Welcome back to my power score predictions, where I'm going to be predicting NFL games. This is week 6, and we're going to be using my metric I've created, power score, that takes a team's overall stats and turning it into a number where 0 is exactly average, and it's on a whole scale from terrible to elite. Last week, I did terribly in predictions. I feel like there were a lot of upsets last week. I went 4-10, and Power Score caught up to me and passed me, going 7-7 and overall being a game ahead of me. This week, to start off, we have the Eagles against the Giants. Now, the Eagles, I think that although they lost last week to the Broncos, I think that they're still an extremely good team. The Giants, I think that they really fell back to earth after winning against the Chargers and now losing to the Saints. I think that the Eagles are going to win here pretty easily, and Power Score agrees with me. Next up, we have the Broncos against the Jets. The Broncos coming off a big win against the Eagles, and the Jets coming off another loss. They're only 30th, they're not 32nd in Power Score this week. The Broncos are 10th. They jumped all the way up to 10th. I think that the Broncos are a better team overall. I think that they're going to win. And Power Score agrees. Now we have the 49ers against the Buccaneers. This one could be interesting. I think that the Buccaneers are still a much better team. Power Score has them ranked 6th compared to the 49ers at 11th. Buccaneers looked very good on offense once again, winning another close one. The 49ers also winning a close one against the Rams. 49ers are coming off of a mini bye after playing on Thursday night, but I'm going to take the Buccaneers to continue their continue being a good team. Now we have the Seahawks going against the Jaguars. This one I think will be a very, very good game. The Jaguars coming off a big win against the Chiefs, and Seahawks coming off a close shootout loss to the Buccaneers. I think that the Seahawks are being a little underrated by Power Score here. They're ranked 14th, and the Jacksonville Jaguars I think are much overrated by Power Score here at 2nd. I'm going to take the Seahawks here. I think that they're a more consistent team. I think they're consistently a good team. Jaguars, I think, can be a little all over the place, just game to game. I'm going to take the Seahawks here. Power Score's taking the Jaguars. Alright, next up we have the Chargers against the Dolphins. The Chargers, they're on a little bit of a free fall here. They've fallen all the way to 18th in Power Score, although the Dolphins, they have consistently been bad in Power Score. I'm going to take the Chargers here, and Power Score agrees with me. Next up we have the Rams against the Ravens. This game would have been good at the start of the season. I think that this Ravens team are they just can't get it together. I think that the Rams are going to avenge their Thursday night loss to the 49ers last week, and they're going to get the win here, and Power Score agrees. Now we have the Cardinals against the Colts. Now the Cardinals, they've lost, I believe, 3 in a row on last-second field goals or something like that. And the Colts, they just came off a big win against the Raiders. They look like a very, very good team, and Power Score says the same thing. They're up at 3rd. And the Cardinals, they just keep declining in all aspects, it seems like. I'm going to take the Colts here, and Power Score agrees. And now we have the Cowboys against the Panthers. The Cowboys, they are, as the Power Score shows you, they're really good on offense and terrible on defense. And the Panthers, they are just kind of inconsistent across the board. I don't know which team we're going to get this week. I think that the Cowboys are just going to be able to run up the score against the Panthers so that they can't catch up. I'm going to take the Cowboys here, and Power Score is taking the Panthers. Next, we have the Browns against the Steelers. The Browns, they have very, very good defense. Their offense seems like they could start to do something here with Dylan Gabriel at quarterback. The Steelers coming off their bye. Their offense hasn't looked great. Their defense also hasn't looked amazing. The stats here on Power Score are a little off because of the bye week. I could see this being a very similar game to that Packers-Browns game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, and I'm still going to play it safe and take the Steelers, but I could easily see the Browns winning this one. Now we have the Titans against the Raiders. The Titans coming off a huge comeback win against the Cardinals. The Raiders continue losing, and they just can't get it together. This one could be a very close one. Two pretty bad teams so far this year. I'm going to take the Raiders and play it safe, and Power Score also is going to take the Raiders. Now we have the Bengals against the Packers. Both teams coming off their bye. The Bengals just got Joe Flacco to be their quarterback. I do think that it's a little bit of an improvement from Jake Browning, and I mean, as you can see, they're just terrible across the board. Tied for 31st with the Ravens, which is brutal for the Ravens, but Packers, I think that they're just a good team. Although they tied to the Cowboys and lost to the Browns, I think that they're going to get it right after the bye week. I'm going to take care of business against the Bengals. I'm taking the Packers. Now we have the Patriots against the Saints. The Patriots got a huge win against the Bills. The Saints getting their first win of the season. I'm going to take the Patriots here. I think it's a no-brainer. The Patriots have just looked like a better team all year, and Power Score agrees. And now we have the Lions against the Chiefs. The Lions, after week 1, have looked like the best team in the league, and Power Score has them ranked first. The Chiefs, another brutal loss for them against the Jaguars. I don't know if we're going to see a huge resurgence from the Chiefs this week against the Lions. The Lions are a really good team, pretty balanced, very, very good offense. I think that I'm going to take the Lions, and I think it's a pretty safe pick. Power Score is also taking the Lions. I gotta stop taking the Chiefs after getting their games wrong all these weeks. I'm not sad about it, but I want to get these games right. Second to last, we have the Bills and the Falcons. The Bills, coming off their first losses of the season to the Patriots, I still think that they're a good team. The Falcons, ranked all the way up at 4th on Power Score, coming off their bye week, an early bye. I'm going to take the Bills here. Power Score is taking the Falcons, though. I honestly could see the Falcons winning if they have their play to their full potential. I just don't think that the Falcons are consistent enough to keep up with the Bills. I think that the Bills are going to win, and Power Score is taking the Falcons. Last, we have the Bears against the Commanders. The Bears, I'm not really sure what to make of that team. The Commanders have looked better in recent weeks. I think they're going to keep doing better with Jaden Daniels back. And I'm going to take the Commanders, and Power Score is taking the Bears. Alright, that's it for this week. Come back next week to see which games I got right, which games I got wrong, how Power Score did, and how your team improved. Or got worse. Alright, subscribe. Thank you. Bye.